Welcome to Track Tested Motorsports. My name is Jag.
I'm Boris.
Boris, now it's been a while since we've done a Porsche, and I think when I met you 14 years ago, you had a
14.
ruby red Cayman, correct?
Cayman S, yes.
And then you own multiple other, how many other Cayman Porsches or Boxers have you owned?
So I love mid-engine cars like this one. So I own 2 Cayman S's, a GT4, all coupes, and then 2 Boxsters.
And recently, 6 months ago, you picked up a 992.1 911.
Right.
And we did a review on why you purchased that. And the main reasons being, one, you have grandkids that are standing behind the camera.
Correct. That's correct.
And you wanted a long-haul GT car almost.
Correct.
Now, if you didn't need those two or fulfill those two options, would you buy another Cayman/Boxster?
Absolutely. I would actually own this car. This would be the one.
Now, what exactly is this? It's a 2024 718 Cayman.
Right.
And what options does this one have?
Well, first of all, this is a base model.
Oh, perfect.
And nowadays, and then what we learned over the years is that we want the lightest production car made.
Yep.
The base model is the lightest one. This only weighs 3,040 pounds. Jag.
3,000, wow.
2024 production car, but that only weighs 3,040
I know.
pounds.
If it's less than 4,000 pounds nowadays, I'm surprised. So.
And it has 300 horsepower.
That's amazing. Now, your one...
Why would anybody need more?
Yeah, your one, the Boxster you had previous model, your previous model was a inline or a flat 6.
Right.
Now, what does this have?
This has a flat 4.
Flat 4, turbocharged?
So it's still naturally balanced. It's turbocharged for extra power, more torque, 280 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah,
and 2 liters.
Yeah, the NA, it's tough to get that.
And higher fuel economy.
Now this being a base manual as well, and this was dealer spec, which was surprising. Usually it's always not the base spec without a manual, and it's PDK. Now, this does have the turbo. Would you choose the 6-speed or the PDK? Because your 992 has PDK.
That's an unfair question. However, I love the 6-speed.
Yeah.
911s have a 7-speed and the PDK is 8.
Oh, wow.
So it's really not a fair comparison. This, in my opinion, is the best transmission available in a production car. This is the same transmission as all of the Caymans and both Boxsters and the GT4.
Yep. It's
the slickest shift, and it's like a high-tech pistol. It's so precise. So I would choose the 6-speed.
Yeah.
And although I've only known the owner less than 24 hours.
And this car is only 4 weeks old.
Yes. And I didn't even know about the car until I actually saw it. I would actually choose this very one because it has the right seats, right?
What are the right seats here? What are we looking at?
We're looking at the 18-way adaptive seats,
okay.
But they give you extra support. So for track driving, high-performance driving, these are the best seats. You know, the GT4 had those racing buckets, great on track, terrible on the street.
Yep.
This is the limited edition model, which adds the stripe, the 20-inch wheels, basically everything you really need, and all you need.
Yep.
And if someone needs more, they better have more skill, because in a car that's this well balanced, and you know, 0-60, I think it's 4 point some seconds. Top speed's 171.
Just 171?
171. Yeah. The base models have gotten to the point, they've evolved to the point where, for most of us, that's all we really need.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I'd definitely choose the 6-speed manual as well for a daily driver. I drove, you know, when I drove your PDK, you didn't even feel the shifts, and it was so quick, and it was tuned, balanced with the car. But for engagement, I think the manual,
exactly,
especially with this one.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if you're going to be in heavy traffic, etc., you know, the 911 gets driven everywhere. I would go with the PDK, especially with a turbo engine. But you know, if I didn't want something more visceral, I would probably skip the S and the GTS, or not the GTS. I would go right to the GTS just to get that 4-liter naturally aspirated
flat 6. Right?
Flat 6, yep. Purely because of sound.
Yeah.
You know, I really don't need that much power. The favorite track car that I've driven would have to be GT4 RS. I mean, the only thing that's more edgy would be GT4 Club Sport, which is really a race-only car. But again, for 99.9% of the time, this is the car.
Okay.
Best
Now-
balance, lightest weight, lowest cost. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was actually on the configurator this morning, this starts around $73,000, and I think you can spec it out to $160,000 if you wanted to. But the only options I'd probably pick are the 6-speed manual, PASM, and sport exhausts. Anything else you'd add to that?
Well, the seats.
And the seats. These are
Yeah.
these are 18-way sports.
Yeah, and I know yours would be red just like these.
Yeah, I think my spec came out to the low 80s.
Which is a lot of money.
Yep.
But consider the fact that the base 911, back in 2023, before an 8.5% price increase in 2024 for the exact same car, it started at 120. You know? So you were like, okay, this is a lot of money, but it's basically half the price of a 911.
Yeah, and I think
And it's 80% of the car, if not more.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think this is probably maybe a handful of mid-engine non-supercars. I think there's the Lotus Emira that came out recently, but that's about it, I think, for mid-engine.
That's about it, but then what about reliability?
Yeah, Lotus, you better have a dealer.
What
close
about
by.
dealer network? Even here in Peoria, Illinois, we have a dealer.
Yep.
And are the dealers as plentiful as Ford and Chevy dealers? No.
Yeah.
But certainly way more than Lotus, Ferrari, Lamborghini, and all the other supercars combined.
Yeah, I think the other cars I would probably cross-shop this with is probably the G87 M2 that we reviewed. That's, I mean, half a ton more weight-wise, about 1,000 pounds. It's 450 horsepower, and you get the back seats for a family. It's probably the best for me.
Sure.
And you can get both that PDK manual, and then on the other extreme, you probably have the Toyota GR86, which weighs less than this. It's a flat 4, just like this. It's about 35,000. So
Yeah.
those are my extremes I'd be
Yeah,
in.
but
You
very,
can't get
very
mid-engine,
different
yeah.
needs.
Yep.
You know, but if you're, like in the case of this owner, I'm sure this car is going to be on track occasionally.
Yep. And now,
And there's really nothing in this price point with the kind of reliability that this offers that's available.
yeah, and
So-
this is the last model year before the death of this powertrain, right? Before the battery electric comes out.
I believe so. I think 2025, I haven't checked.
Okay.
I know there were some changes on 911s.
Now, are they gonna
These
go-
are going completely electric, yes.
That's unfortunate, and I think Porsche may probably reconsider that in the future when sales tank.
Yes.
Just
I'm sure that these will only go up in value.
yeah, I mean, if you look at the Taycan 4S that came out, I think that would start at 160, and you can get a 2-year-old one with less than 10,000 miles for half the price.
Exactly.
So nobody wants those.
Yeah. Well, some people do, but not the ones that,
not,
that want to have fun and shift
not the
and
people
listen
that
to the sounds.
at least watch our channel.
Yes,
They go to the
exactly.
track. Any other highlights that you want to touch upon this Cayman?
Well, you know, I want to just point out the fact that this has evolved from the humble Boxster that was introduced back in 1998.
Yeah, that was at less than 39.
So think about the
less
amount
than
of
40K.
evolution.
Yep.
This is basically the same chassis as the five mid-engine Porsches that I've owned. So it is so refined. It is so evolved. I would say it's probably the best, lowest cost Porsche available. So if there's any out there like this, grab them quickly because they'll all be gone soon. If they probably already are.
Yeah, they're only gonna go up in value eventually
Yes.
when the battery electric ones come out. With that, my name is Jag,
I'm Boris.
and we'll see you later.
Thank you for watching.